Yeah, hi guys. How are you? Hope everyone is doing good. So let's start today's session and today we are going to do routing protocols. Okay. All right. So first of all, what is routing protocol and how routing protocol help us? What is routing protocol and how routing protocol help us? So to understand the concept of routing protocol, what exactly the routing protocol, we have to look on this term routing and protocol. Now, if you look at the term routing protocol, routing is the combination of two what? One is route plus ing and then protocol. Okay. If you look at this term route plus ing and then protocol, if you understand the meaning of this three word, the concept will be 80% clear. Okay. Now, what does this mean? Route means what? To find the path. Route means to find the path. Ing, we generally add this as a verb. Uh, it means like the process, whatever, like if anything is, any process is going on, there we add ing. So routing means to find the path, the process to find the path, right? And protocol means set of rules or set of instruction is called protocol. Now, what does this routing means? Routing protocol means we will inform the router, we will give some instruction to the router so that router will be able to find the destination path and the router will be able to forward the packet to the destination path. So we have to tell the router like for which destination you have to go through which route. Okay. Now, how routing protocol help us? So as just now we have discussed, the first thing is routing protocol tells his friend, like the neighbor router, what he knows. Suppose for example, we have this three router. Okay. Now if you will not configure routing protocol, you can't cross the network. Means you will be able to communicate between your own network, but to communicate with a different network cross the router, you will be having to configure the routing protocol in all the routers. So routing protocol tells his friend, means neighbor router, that what he knows, and it allows router to build path automatically. Okay, manually or automatically, there's both options, we can do that. Now we have two kinds of routing protocol. Let me clear this first. Fine. We have two kinds of routing protocol, two types of routing protocol. One is static and another is dynamic. If you look at the term static and dynamic, it itself saying what does it mean? Static means manually and dynamic means automatically, right? What does it mean? Suppose, okay, I'm just creating a topology over here. Okay, the same topology we will look here. I have already have created in the previous session, Hindi session. So I will work on that only. Okay, so this is our network. Okay, now manually, What does it mean? We have R1, R2 and R3, three routers. Here I will use 00 network, 10, 20 and 30 network. Now in static routing, I will inform this router R1 that if you want to go to 20 network or 30 network, through which path you have to go to that destination. I will inform this R2 that this is directly connected, so it will be there in the routing table automatically. But for this network 00 and 30, I will inform R2 that if any packets come to you and if the destination is for 00 network, through which path you have to forward that packet, or if the path the destination packet network is 30, through which path you have to forward the packet. Okay, so on each and every router I will go ahead and configure it manually, right? On R3 I will go and inform the router or tell the router that if you want to send any packet to 1.0 network or 00 network, through which path you can send the packet to the that destination network. So static, it means we will configure it manually, but in dynamic router will share their information to the neighboring routers automatically. Okay, we will only enable the routing protocols and it will send the advertisement and share the routing tables with the neighboring devices, right? Fine. But in this session we will work or we will learn about static routing only. We will not focus on dynamic routing. Now static routing. For static routing we have four kinds of configuration. The first one is network based static routing. The second is host based static routing. The third is default static routing, and the fourth one is floating static routing. Okay, network based static routing, host based static routing, default static routing and floating static routing. What does it mean? Okay, we will come to the practical part. Before that, let us complete and let us understand the concept of this all four static routing. Network based static routing means once we will go to R1 configuration and I will configure the static routing on that. I will configure based on the network, means I will inform this router if you want to go to this 30 network, the complete 30 network, through which path you have to go or you have to send the packet, right? Host based means if there is suppose 3.2 IP address PC, okay, if any packets come to this router and wants to go to 3.2 or any host, particular host, so through which route the packet needs to be forward, we will configure that based on host, not to the network, through the host. Okay, there will be slightly changes, a small difference between network based and host based. Okay, we will learn about that. Default routing protocols, we configure this default routing protocol, default static routing protocol on the edge router, means the router which is at the edge of the network, at the end of the network, where there is no any different path for different network. There only we will configure default static routing, so that once any packet, suppose R1, on R1, if any packets come to this R1 for 20 network or 30 network, there is only one path, right? This is the path through which the packet will go. So I will inform them that any packets come to you for any network, just forward it through that route. Okay, so how to configure default static routing, we will learn into that regarding that as well. And the floating static routing. What is the floating static routing? If in case this is our route, okay, this is our route for this network. If in case any networks drops here or here, what will happen? The network will be completely down. So for that condition, just for backup scenario, we will create a different connectivity, and if in case this link will down, the packet will be sent through this network. That will be in the configuration of the router, but till the time this links is on, you will not be able to see this floating network in the routing table. Once this will down, then only this network will comes into the picture. Okay, so this is floating static routing, right? Now here I already have drawn a topology regarding that. As of now, I am deleting this link from here, right? I will come to that. I will connect that connectivity later on. Fine. Now, if you look here in this topology, it is the same topology which I was drawing here in the notepad, right? MS Paint. So before I proceed further, let me explain what exactly I have done till now. I have not done any many configuration. I have simply assigned the IP addresses on each interfaces. I have connected it physically. That's it. If you want to check, let me show you the details or the configuration, the running configuration. Enable show run. If you look here, look here. So starting from here, okay, nothing much. I have run the DHCP over here so that I can provide the IP addresses to this PC, right? And apart from that, I have assigned the IP addresses on gigabyte 000, which is this network, and 1, this network. So here we are running 0.0 network, so 0.1. Here we are running 1.0 networks. 1.1 is the IP address of that interface. Now serial is also connected, but that we will come to later part once we will go to the floating network. Okay, but just ignore this as of now. Now nothing else, right? If you go here in this router as well, you will get the same configuration. Show run. Only the IP addresses is given there on fast Ethernet 00 and 01. Okay, 2.1 and 1.2. Correct? Good. And on this router as well, the same configuration as R1. Show run. Look here, DHCP pool for network 2. 3.0 network is here. So I have given the IP address to this PC, and I have created a loopback just to check the host based static routing. I will come into that as well. And here is the IP addresses which I have given on this interface and these interfaces, and serial interfaces also. There is an IP address of 4.2, this network, which will come to later on. Apart from that, there is no any other configuration, no routing protocol, nothing, right? Good. Now we will start with the first one, network based static routing protocol. Okay, so first of all, just go to R1. If you check here on R1, show IP route, okay, you will get the details about the routing protocols. This is a command. Show IP route is a command to check the routing table of the router, that what router knows, okay, about which networks the router knows. So if you check here, this is the routing table currently this R1 have. Now look at this routing table. It is very simple to understand. At the beginning, it is showing C and L. C and L. What does it mean? at the top, if you check here, the codes is given here. L indicates local and C indicates connected. Means C is the connected network. If you check here, this router 00 and 10 is directly connected. That is why C00 and C10, it's showing you connected. Now what does L means? L means the local IP address of that router. Okay, whatever IP addresses you are using on that interface from that connected network, it will show you that thing only. So if you check here, L, C00 network is connected, but the local IP of that router is 0.1 with 32-bit subnet mask. So what does it mean? 32-bit means what? Whenever you will get 32-bit subnet mask, means 255, 255, 255, 255, it generally indicates the specific host. Okay, means if you will require to indicate a single IP, a particular host, you will indicate that as a 255, 255, 255, 255. Okay, now here 0.1 and here 1.1, means on this interface I am using 0.1 IP address, and on this interface I'm using 1.1 IP addresses, right? No confusion? Cool. Now if you come here on this router, if you check here, show IP route, look here, on this R2 we have 1 and 2 network directly connected, this network and this network, 1 and 2. So it is showing 1.0 and 2.0, and local IP 1.2 and 2.1, this interface 1.2 and this interface 2.1. The same on this router as well. Show IP route. We have 3 networks connected. One is for 00, the loopback which I have created. Okay, the loopback, just ignore that as of now. 2.0 and 3.0 network are running. So 2.0 and 3.0, the IP is 2.2 and 3.1. Done? Right. Now, I have given, if you will forget about this network, just forget about this network. Okay. As of now, forget about the right hand side network. Just look at this left hand side network. If you look at that left hand side network, you will observe that it's a simple network, and I have run the DHCP, so I am getting IP addresses on each and every PC. If you keep the cursor on that, 0.2 is this, 0.3 and 0.4, right? So if I want to communicate, if I want to check the connectivity, okay, okay, if I want to check the connectivity between one PC to another PC without running any routing protocol, it should work. 192.168.0.3, yeah, it's working. So the packet is successfully reaching to this PC. If I want to communicate with the default gateway, which is 0.1, let us check if it's responding or not. Yes, it's responding, right? Now, while configuration, I will also guide you, and I will also teach you how to troubleshoot. If you get any error message, according to that error message, what exactly the condition or the scenario is, you will be able to understand through the error message. Okay, I will teach you that as well. Now, from here, I can reach to the default gateway, means 0.1. Now, on the same router, that router knows about 1.0 network as well, right? 1.0 network as well. So if this router knows about 1.0 network, 1.0 network also information also is with this router, so it should communicate. Let us try. Just go to the PC once again. Let me ping with 1.1. which is on the router other interface. Yes, very good. It's responding because router knows about that network. Now 1.2 is this interface. 1.2 IP address of R2 G0/0/0 interface, right? Let us try with that 1.2. What do you think? It will reply the same network, right? 1.0 network, which this router knows about that 1.0 network. It should reply, right? But it will not. Why? What is the reason? What is the reason? You are getting the error message, request time out. From where you are getting? From 1.2, it is trying to ping to 1.2 and the error message we are getting is request time out. It means that the packet whatever I am sending, I am waiting but I am not getting any response. That is why system is giving me that error message, request time out. There is two conditions, right? Suppose, just think logically, you will be able to understand and troubleshoot any network. Suppose here I'm here, okay? I'm sending any packet to someone, okay? I'm sending a letter to someone. That packet is, suppose here is one router, here is one router, here is one router, whatever, okay? I'm sending the packet to them, this person. After sending the packet, I'm waiting for the reply, okay? The packet reached to this router, okay? This router knows that network to which I am responding, okay? The source address is 0.2, my address, and the destination is 1.2, the IP address of this interface, right? 0.2 is my IP address, 1.2 is this interface IP address. This router knows about 0.0 network and 1.0 network. This router knows about 1.0 network and 2.0 network, and this router knows about 2.0 network and 3.0 network, right? So this packet is successfully reaching to this router with the information that 0.2 wants to communicate with 1.2, and this router, as he knows the information about 1.2, so the packet is successfully floating to that network and reaching to this interface. Now this is the term of this router. When this router will respond, or 1.2 will respond that yes, I am here, what information this packet will have? This packet will have the information that the source ID, previously the source IP was 0.2 and the destination was 1.2. Now 1.2 is going to respond, so the source will become 1.2 and the destination will become 0.2, right? In that scenario, this router will check his routing table and he will find that I don't have any information about 0.0 network. That is why this router is not forwarding the packet, and this person is keep waiting and getting the error message, request time out. Okay, if you check the packet over here, the same concept, the same logic is happening here. Let me show you. Okay, now look here. So the same concept, whatever we are discussing here, the same thing is happening here. The packet is reaching to this interface, but while responding, this router does not have the information of this route or this 00 network. That is why the packet is getting dropped. So if I go to this router, okay, and on this router, if you check the routing table, show IP route, so this router knows about 10 and 20. I just want to give the information about this router as well. So for static routing, what would be the syntax? I am going to this router and informing that this router IP route. I'm giving that in router R2 the information about 00 network. So I'm informing him that the root of the network 192.168.0.0 255.255.250 would be, if you get any packet for this particular network, you need to forward the packet to the forwarding port. Is whenever you will configure any router for static routing, there is two ways to configure that. One is through the next hop IP address, like the forwarding router IP addresses, and the second one is through the interface. But interface, we will configure only the point-to-point connection, where there is only one point-to-point connection. Means whenever you are connecting to the serial interface, then you will be able to configure that. For this network, I will inform that if the packet wants to reach this network or go to that network, the packet needs to send to 192.168.1.1, the IP address of the next hop. I'm on this router, I'm giving the IP address of this interface, right? 1.1. So done. Now let us check here. Desktop ping 192.168.1.2. Earlier it was not responding. Now let us check. It started responding, right? Because this router have the information of this network. Let me check. Do so IP route. Look here. So S statically I have configured 00 network through 1.1, right? Now if I go here, okay, this was the first error message. What was the error message? Request timeout. Now I can reach to 1.2. On this router 2.1 is also there. Let us try to ping with 2.1. 2.1. What is the error message you are getting? Destination host unreachable. Now tell me, the packet is able to this router. When I was sending the information to 1.2, I was able to ping, right? It was responding. On the same router, I also have 2.1. Now it's giving the error message, destination host unreachable. What can be the reason? What could be the reason? Just apply your logic. If you read the complete error message, you will get the answer. The complete error message is reply from 192.168.0.1. Means who is responding? 0.1 is responding. Who is 0.1? The default gateway. The default gateway is saying that the destination host unreachable. Means the destination to which you want to go, that is unreachable. Sorry, I am not aware about that destination. Means I am trying to ping 2.0 network, right? 2.0. When the packet is reaching to this router does not have any information about 2.0 network. If you check here, look here, config T, show IP route. If you look here, one second, right, only 00 network and 1.0, two network are directly connected to this router. So this router knows about 00 network and 1.0. This router does not have any information about 2.0 network. That is why it is sending the message destination host unreachable. Now if I go here and inform him that IP route 192.168.2.0. If any packets come to you and want to go to 2.0 network, you have to forward the packet through the next hop. This is the next hop. What is the IP address? 1.2. So give the subnet mask first, and the next hop is 192.168.1.2. Done. Now check here once again. Now this router knows about 2.0 network. So if I send 2.1, it is responding now, right? It's very simple. Now this packet can reach to 2.1, right? 2.1 is the IP address of this interface. On R2 Z0/0/1, on this interface I have the IP address 2.1. If you check here, look here, 2.1. This is 2.2, right? Let us try with 2.2 now. What do you think? It should respond or not? 2.2. I can reach to 2.1. I want to reach to 2.2. It should respond? No, it will not respond. Why? Because now again the router is changed, right? Router is changed. So the packet is reaching to this network. The packet is reaching to this 2.2 interface, but this router does not have the information about 0.0 network. That is why again the packet is getting dropped, and the error message you are getting is request timeout. So mind it, request timeout means what? You are able to send the message, the packet is going to or reaching to that network, but that network is not responding and I am not getting any response. That is why the message, what I'm getting is request timed out, right? Once any network will not able to reach the destination, he will give you the notification or the message that destination host unreachable. We will come into that. Once again, you will understand what exactly I'm trying to say. So first of all, resolve this issue. I'm trying to send the message to 2.2. I'm getting request timeout. Means 2.2 is not responding. Whoever 2.2, R3, right? Go to R3 now. This R3 has show IP route. If you check here, this router does not have any information about 3.0 network, right? It knows about 2.2 and 3.0. 2.2, this network, like 2.0 and 3.0, right? Now I have to inform this router that if any packets come to you and want to reach this network 0.0, how you have to send. So let me inform this router. Config T IP route 192.168.0.0. Now this router will forward the packet to next hop. This is the IP address 2.1 192.168.2.1. Done. Now let us check. Started responding, right? Cool. Good. Now 3.1. If I come to 3.1 on the same router, this IP address is 3.1. If I try to ping to 3.1, what will happen? What the error message you will get? Just think logically, one by one step, and if you want the time, just pause the video and think like what will happen, from where the packet will start forwarding, and does that router have the information of that network or not? If yes, how it will go to next network, and if no, what exactly the error message you will get, right? So I'm just trying to ping to 3.1. As per me, it will not respond and give the error message destination host unreachable. Let us check. Yes, right? Why? The packet is reaching to this router R1. R1 does not have any information about 3.0 network. That is why you are getting that error message. So if I give another network 3.0 regarding, I'm just informing this router, if any packets come to you and want to reach 3.0, just forward it to that 1.2 only, right? Done. Let us try once again. Now the error message got changed. This is the turning point where you will learn a lot of things. Look here. Earlier, who was giving you the error message? Who was giving you the error message? 0.1 was responding and saying that destination host unreachable. Now the packet is reaching to 1.2. The packet is reaching to 1.2 and 1.2 is responding you that destination host unreachable. Who is 1.2? Who is 1.2? 1.2 is this interface IP address. 1.1 and 1.2. This interface is replying you that destination host unreachable, means this router R2 also does not have the information about 3.0. Packet is forwarding to this, but he cannot forward that packet, the destination packet information that the router does not have. That is why it's sending the response. So on this router also I'm going here and IP route 192.168.3.0 255.255.255.0 192.168. Once the packet will reach to this router, it will send it to the next hop, this IP 2.2. So 2.2. Now let us check what is happening. Yes, 3.1 is responding now. Correct? Now I can reach to this interface. Let us try to communicate with this PC. So I am successfully reaching to 3.1 router. Now I'm just going to ping to this PC, which is 3.2, right? Let us try now. What do you think? It will respond? It will respond. It should respond, but okay, let us try 3.2. Request timeout and done. Okay, so if you check here, if you go and check here in static routing, the concept is the network which is directly connected to you, you don't need to provide that information to the router, but which is not directly to you, you have to inform the router for each and every network that through which path the packet needs to send to that particular network which is not directly connected to you. Let us check. On this router, I have given the information about 2 and 3. We have 4 networks, 0, 1, 2 and 3. On this router, 0 and 1 was directly connected. I have given the information about 2 and 3 through which path 1.2. If any packets come to you, want to go to 2 or 3, forward the packet to this interface. Then come to this router. If you check here, show route. On this router, one second, do show run, not route. 1 and 2 is directly connected. I have given the information about 00 and 30. 00 and 30. For 00 network, the packet will be forwarded to Z000 like this IP 1.1. Look here, right? And if any packets come to this router and wants to go to 3.0 network, the packet needs to send to this way to the right hand side 2.2 IP. This is the done, right? And on this router, if you go and check, do show run, look here. Where is that? Okay, I have given the information about 00 network only through 2.1. I have not given about the information about 1.1 network. So if any of this PC wants to try to communicate with 1.2 or 1.1, what will happen? Let us check. Ping 192.168.1.1. The error message, whatever you are getting, is 3.1 destination host unreachable. Who is 3.1? This the default gateway of this network. So this router is responding you that I don't know about 1.0 network, right? That is why giving the error message. So 2 and 3 is directly connected. You have to inform that router about the 00 network and 1.0 network. So just go here and IP route 192.168.1.0, through which route this 2.1 192.168.2.1. Done. Cool. Let us try now. Awesome. Clear? So this is what static routing is based on network. So each and every time, if you look here, I had given the network, the complete network for 2.0 network, 255.255.255.0, like the complete network, the packet needs to send through this IP, right? Now, host based network, what would, if I want to send any packet through host, right? The first one, network based static routing. The second thing was, let me come here, host based static routing, right? Now for that I have created a loopback on this router. Okay, if you look here, do show run again, I have created a loopback, or you can give any other network, that doesn't matter. Just for that particular interface I have given an IP address. On loopback I have given an IP address 10.0.0.1. okay, so I want to give that IP, not the complete network. I want to give just for that IP. I want to create a route based on that particular host. What would be the option? If I'll try to ping here, ping, not from here, come to the PC, ping 10.0.0.1, no information. So this very slightly change the like syntax, the command syntax would be the same. On this router, go here, you have to inform that path for that 10 network. So IP route 10.0.0.1. I'm not going to give the complete network. I'm just giving the IP of that particular host, right? According to that, if I'm giving a particular host IP address, the subnet mask which I use, as I informed you earlier, 255.255.255.255, it indicates a particular host 10.0.0.1. okay, so through if any packets want to this PC, the network should be the same network 1.1, sorry 1.2. the packet will be forwarded to this interface, next hop IP address. Done. Now packet reached to this router. Okay, that router also don't have any information about 10. Look here, you will get the error message from 1.2 now. 1.2 destination host unreachable, right? So I have to inform this router as well. IP route 10.0.0.1 255.255.255.255, and the next hop IP is 192.168.2.2. This one done. Now what will happen? The packet will reach to this. That router does have the information about that, because that is directly connected. The 10 was directly connected, so it already have the information. Show IP, do show IP route. So it already have the information about 10 because it's directly connected, right? So it should reply now. Done. Clear? So this is what host based static routing. Okay, now come to the next topic, which is default static routing, or you can say simply default routing. Now, as I have informed you that default routing, we always configure it on the edge router, right? Which is at the end of the network, so that for any network there will be only one route and it will forward the packet to that route, right? So this is the edge router and this is the edge router, correct? So I'm coming to this router first, R1, and I'm just removing the previous configuration, whatever I have configured statically. I will remove everything right now. Do show one. If you check here, I have given 3 entries, right? For 2 network, 3 network, and for this particular host, right? I'm going to delete all these 3 configurations from here. Copy, notepad. So to negate any configuration, just add no in the beginning of that command. No. Just copy, go to this router, paste it over here. Done. All that 3 configuration is removed now. Let us check. Do show IP route. Again, only connected network is there, no other route. Do show run. Nothing is there, right? DHCP, no route there. Fine. Now this is the edge network. I know that for any network, whatever is there, okay, I don't care about that. I don't need to take any extra pressure for that, because I'm the end network and I don't have any information. So whoever is the next, he will take care about that for the network. I don't have to take any extra pressure. I will just go and type IP route 0.0.0.0 means any network, right? 0.0.0.0 means any network with subnet mask 0.0.0.0 with any subnet mask. Okay, I don't care. Any network, any subnet mask, I don't care. Just forward the packet to 192.168. This one 1.2. Fine. Okay, before that, let me try. Sorry. Control A. I'm just removing that configuration once again. If there is no any route, if I'll try to ping from here, anyone, suppose 3.2, ping 192.168.0.3, and I'm just giving continuously ping. -T. Okay. Not 0.3, 3.2. My mistake. 3.2. This network, okay. Destination host unreachable. This router does not have any information about any network. So I'm just going and giving only one command, which is IP route 0.0.0.0 with subnet mask 0.0.0.0, and if you will receive any packet from anyone, just forward it to the 1.2. As I give the command, look here, started, right? Done. Same way here as well. This is also the edge router. Here also I have configured show, do show run. I have given 2 networks for there. Okay, I want to remove that networks. Copy, paste it over here. No, just copy everything, right? Go to this, paste it over here. Done. Establishment stopped. Request timeout again. Okay, no communication because there is no any route for that. Do show IP route. Only connected networks are there. 10, 2.0, 3.0, right? I am giving only one command, IP route 0.0.0.0 192.168. For this router, the packet needs to send to 2.1. Done. Just look here. Started. Okay. Very simple. Good. So this is done here. Network based done. Host based done. Default routing done. Now come to the floating static routing, right? Floating static routing. Come here. So for that, suppose I'm scared about if any packet or if any link will down from this or this network, what will happen? The entire connectivity will drop. It will stop, right? So just for the backup, I am going to directly connect this network. Okay, just for the backup. Okay, now that is also static routing. If you look here, the routing table of any network, do show IP route. If you look here, you will see for this network or any network, we have a metric 1 administrative distance 1, right? Now, if I will go and inform that for this network, I will inform this router for this network 3.0, forward the packet through this 4.2 network, right? What will happen? For 3.0 network, it will have two paths through 4.0 and through 1.0. In that condition, there will be a miss and the load balancing condition will occur and it will confused. This router will get confused that the packet needs to send from this path or this path because both the metric are same. From this also the administrative distance is 1 and from this also the administrative distance is 1. So it will get confused, right? Okay, before that let us come here and delete the information about default routing and configure the static routing once again so that we can check it properly. Right now its default routing is going on. We need to configure it the static routing. So let me type here Control A, no route. I'm just removing the default routing. I'm going to configure the static routing. IP route 192.168.2.0 network. 0 and 1 was directly connected. I have to inform about 2 and 3. So for 2 network, the packet needs to send to 192.168.1.2 and for 3 also the same. Then started, right? Fine. On this router as well, I'm going to remove the default routing. Control A, no, fine. I have to inform about 0 and 1. IP route 192.168.0.0 network 192.168. It will forward to this port 2.1. Okay, and for one network also the same. Okay, fine. Now, yes, connectivity is okay, good. All right. Now, if I want, just for backup, if I want to give the information of this path as well, okay, what would be the syntax? Okay, before that, let me come here and write down the previous commands so that you guys can note it down. Okay. Network based static routing. I will write only the syntax, else you will have to understand where and what commands you have to put, right? So the syntax would be on R1, the command I have given is IP route the destination network 192.168.3.0 network with subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and the next hop IP 192.168.1.2. Okay, this is what I had given there on the R1 for 3.0 network. The same thing you have to understand for other network, like for 2.0 the network would be 2.0 and the path, what exactly the path would be, you have to understand. The syntax would be like this: IP space root space the network for which you are giving the path and the subnet mask and the forwarding router IP address. Okay, now host based IP, again on R1 I have given the command IP root 192.168. Whatever the host is. In this scenario I had taken the example of 10.0.0.1. This is not the network, I am providing the IP address here, right? Then as a subnet mask 255.255.255 dot not 0 255. This was indicating the particular host with the next forwarding router IP address 192.168.1.2. Okay, as simple as that. Now default routing. Okay, for default routing the syntax was on R1 IP root 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0 and the next forwarding router IP address 192.168.1.2. Okay, the last one is floating static routing. Now to understand this, let us take an example. All this path, if you check here, for static routing, for default routing, for directly connected network, if you look here, come to any router, yes, here, enable show IP route. Okay, for directly connected network, the administrative distance is 0. Okay, for directly connected network the administratively distance is 0. For static routing, for static, if you're getting any information for the static, the administratively distance is 1. So if I will configure the static routing here as well. So what will happen for this also? Let me take a pin. For this route as well, the static routing will become 1, and for this route as well, the static routing, the administrative distance will become 1. So which path this router will choose? It will get confused, right? If any packets want to reach to this 3.2 network or 3.2 PC, router will get confused that I have to forward the packet through this path or through this path, because both path administrative distance is 1. So let us configure that and let us check what is happening, and then we will come to the next thing. Okay, so I'm going here, and on the router I also I have given the information about 2 and 3 through 1.2 and 1.2. For this path, for 3.0, I want to create another path for the backup. I want to give the path for that IP root 192.168.3.0. There is a different route for that, 255.0 through 192.168.4.2 IP address. Who is 4.2? 4.2, this one, done. And on this router, I am going and informing that 4.1 for 00 network, I have a different path. I have a different backup path for 00 network, which is 4.1, right? Done. Now, if I'll come to this router and check, do show IP route, it will show you what? For 30 network, we have two paths now, 1.2 and 4.2 via 1.2 via 4.2, right? So in this condition, the router will get confused and it will become the load balancing. In the load balancing condition, what will happen? Router will, sometimes it will give you the response, sometimes it will get confused and drop the message, the request timeout, right? Sometime you will get the response, sometime it will give you the error message, request timeout. Okay, so look here, right now you are not getting that error message, correct? But for 3.2 I have two paths. For 3.2 I have two paths. Now if you check here, both administrative distance is 1, right? If in case I will go here and block this port, int z 0/0/0, no shutdown. This is down now. Let us check what is happening. Look here. This is called load balancing. What is happening? The packet is reaching to this network, right? Whenever this network is responding, this 3.0 network is responding, once the packet is reaching to this router, it is checking his routing table, do show IP route, and for and he's finding that for 00 network I have two paths. One is via 2.1 and one is via 4.1, right? So the router is getting confused. I have to send the packet through 2.1 or 4.1, right? 2.1 or 4.1. When he's sending the packet through 2.1, it is getting confused, right? That there is link down, so it's not responding. When the packet is coming from 4.1, it's all like working fine. So in this condition, what is happening? Let me explain you that thing. Just take an example of a parent. Okay, suppose not router, what I'm doing. Suppose this is a father of two child. Okay, he has two child, name as A and B, and they are twins. Means no one is elder and no one is younger. Both have same preferences, same privileges, okay, because they are twins. No one is ready to understand about anything, right? Now, if the parent will bring any packet or any gift, any one gift, to whom he will give that packet, the parent will become confused, right? So in that condition, what we have to do, we have to categorize, we have to prioritize that yes, you are elder and you are younger. If I will do so, what will happen? Younger will get the elder will get the preference, whatever we will decide. So here in routing terms, lower is always better. Okay, if I talk about the administrative distance, lower administrative distance is always better. Okay, suppose if you are configuring any routing protocol, once we will proceed further, we will also learn about dynamic routing protocol. If you configure 2 or 3 routing protocols at the same time on the same router for the same destination, which routing protocol it will follow? The routing protocol having lowest administrative distance will be selected as the routing table, right? So lower is always better. So in this condition, each router is having because we have configured static routing, so each router having one administrative distance. So we have to categorize and we have to like prioritize that you will be there in the configuration, but you will start working only if there is any issue in the network, right? So just take an example here. Let me clear this. So earlier when I was choosing, let me up it once again. Now shut. Okay. Now come to this router and come out from the exit. Okay. Now if I check here, do so run, I had given this path, right? 4.2. I just want to change the administratively distance of that 4.2 network. If you check here, do show IP route, it is taking for 3.0 network, it is taking both 4.2 and 1.2 because the administrative distance is same, twins, right? Now I want to prioritize that this is my backup. So just for keeping it in the configuration, I will go ahead and change the administrative distance. One is the lower. After that, if you increase it to 2, 3, 4, any one, it will be the secondary one. Only this will be in the routing table because router always select the shortest path first. So it will select this one. Once this will down, then this comes into the picture, right? Now, let us do that. IP route 4.2 network. I just want to look here, distance metric for this route, right? So from 1 to 255, you can give any number. I'm just giving here 2. Apart from 1, anything you can give. Only 1 should not be there. Done. Now let us check once again. Do show IP route. For 3.0 network, there is only one path, that is 1.2. What about 4.2 network? Where is that? That is still a part of running configuration. Show, do show IP, sorry, do show run. If you look here, that is still a part of that, but in routing table for 3 network, only 1.2 is showing there, right? Look here, for 3 network, only 1.2 is showing there. The same thing we have to do on this router as well. Do show IP route for 00 network. I have 2 path here, right? So I have to keep this as a secondary path. So I will go ahead and change the metric of that path. IP route 4.2 2. Done. Again, do show IP route. For 00 network, yes, 00 network, only one path is there, that is 2.1, right? Still is communicating, and this time if you check here, the trace route, 192.168.3.2, it will show you the path which is following. So it is following through 0.1 means packet is coming to this. This router is forwarding to 1.2, this router is forwarding to 2.2, this, and this router is forwarding to 3.2. Cool. Now, in case if anything is happening with this network configuration mode, okay, before that, do show IP route. Right now for 3.0 network, for 3.0 network, 3.0, where is 3.0? 00, 10, 20, 30. 3.0 network, it is selecting 1.2 network. If in case this port is going down, okay, I'm just coming to this router and keeping this as a down. Enable config T, or suppose this router is going, let me route here, saving the configuration, and I'm just rebooting it. Reload. Okay, now in that condition, if you go here and check now, show IP route, automatically 3.0 is following the 4.2 and packet is still communicating. Okay, there's no impact of this router on this interface or this network. If I'm rebooting or that router is getting damaged or disconnected from the network, it will follow the next path. Okay, so this is what floating static routing is. Okay, once again that will become up, again it will start following this one because it will get the link again, and if you check here again, that will be for 3.0, 1.2 is here. Okay, again if something is happening with that router and is it rebooting, reload, yes, again the same thing will happen, no impact on the packet, it started communicating, and here again the path will become change and it will be 4.2 now. Okay, I hope everything is clear now. So we have done with, okay, let me write this command as well. For floating routing on R1, you have to get the one IP route 192.168.3.0 network. Subnet was 255.255.255.0, and the next hop will be 192.168.1.2 with administrative distance 2. So this you have to remember, right? You have to change the administrative distance if you want to like give a static route for the backup floating routing, right? So hope everything is clear now. And if you face any difficulties, you can ping me on same time. I will definitely try to clear your doubts. I will create an assessment and send you guys as soon as possible. Okay. So this is what we have done. And for next assessment, I think this is completed now. Let me check. Forms. No. Yes. So we are done with DHCP, OSI, TCP IP, collision domain, telnet SSH, switchport security, done. CDP, VTP, done. And then routing protocols, done. And static routing and default routing is done, right? So module 2 is completed. And module 3 we will start from Wednesday. Okay. And those who have not registered for module 3, please register as early as possible by the end of Tuesday evening, so that we can start with next module from Wednesday. Okay, till then, bye bye, take care, thank you guys. Okay, dynamic routing protocols, we'll start with that. Yes, thank you, bye bye, take care.